Hello and welcome to QuestLore, a family Lorcana podcast where each and every week we come and talk to you about all things Lorcana. I'm Matt.
I'm Malcolm.
I'm Emmett.
And I'm Jen.
Okay, so we are 1 week away from the release of the Azurite Sea. Set 6.
A week.
Set 6 of Disney Lorcana. This is actually the first set that they were in development. This was the set they were in development with when the first chapter came out.
So they weren't 100% done with it.
So they weren't 100% done with it. They were play testing it. Ryan, the guy that like one of the co-designers, Ryan Miller, he was during when first set was coming out, he was talking about how he was playing with a pirate deck and that was his favorite deck. People were kind of questioning it, like, what do you mean pirates suck right now? Because you had Captain Hook.
Smee.
And that's about it. Nope, not even
Smee.
Not even Smee. It was just
We
Captain
didn't
Hook.
come out to set 3 or 4.
Smee was set 2. Anyways, it was this deck. It was this set that he was talking about with a pirate. So we now have a good idea. So the next set that comes out will have been developed more with kind of how people actually played the game in mind. So that should be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But before we get into Azurite Sea stuff, let's talk about our week in play. We played at our local league on Sunday.
So how did I play then? And yeah, that's it.
Okay, and it doesn't want to talk about how we played.
All my games were just this. Yeah, no, not Diablo. Daisy. Piglet. Gaston.
So how did you do?
Hydra. I got second to last place.
But you have won how many games and lost how many games?
I won 1 game and lost 2 games.
Hey, you still won 1. That's good.
Yeah. Malcolm, how about you? Speechless. Amazing.
I think
play.
I went.
And you won
1.
I know you went 1 and 2 as well.
I did.
Yes.
Oh, I did.
Good job. So upset.
Yeah, our dog has decided that underneath my desk is a scary place and it needs to defend us from it. Anyways, Jen, how about yourself?
I did 2-1. I actually played really well. I won my first.
Well, you went 2-0-1. Like you.
Oh yeah, I technically went. Yeah, I technically I should have been 3-0.
Yeah, one more turn.
I should have been 3-0, but we timed out because the person I was playing is probably the slowest player in our league.
And that's perfectly fine. Like you want to take your time to make decisions, and so some people play slower than others, and that's perfectly okay.
Yes. But we did time out, and he was able to stop me from getting to 20 lore. I would have done it on the next turn.
Not me.
So we had to. What's it called?
Draw.
Draw. We had to draw.
Yeah.
So I won 2 matches, and I had to draw the 3rd match. So I think I ended up in 3rd place.
Something like yeah.
Or,
It would have been third. You probably
second or 3rd.
second.
I probably was in 2nd place.
Yeah.
Yes, because
No one else drew. There was only two other 2-0s, and you beat the other 2-0
I
going
did.
into that last one.
Yes.
So, yeah.
So I probably got 2nd.
So a good time. I just went 1 and 2. I was playing like a deck I had never played before. It was more of an aggro deck that I don't have a lot of experience with aggro stuff. So I'm trying to play different things as we lead into Azurite Sea, since I'm not playing for any reason, right? I'm not preparing for any big tournaments. I'm not in line to do the playoffs with a store because we missed a bunch of days.
Mm-hmm.
So
Really, I thought you said you still were.
we calculated the points wrong. They had me mixed up with another person.
Oh.
So I don't have any chances. So I'm just playing off stuff to either try to get better at other archetypes or get better at some of the ones I did. Because I also played this past Wednesday, and I went back to a wheelless blue steel just to try to get better with that, because I think that's going to be really good this next set.
I agree.
So I want to get
I think
really
steel
good.
in general is going to be really good this next set.
I think Sapphire in general is going to be really good
Oh,
this next set.
Yeah.
Because I think Sapphire got by far the best cards, I think.
Sure.
What I was talking about was what we're going to do is we are going to go over the rest of the cards that we haven't seen from Azurite Sea. All the cards are released. All the enchantments are released. The Chef Champ card is released. We're going to go and take a look at all of those cards. And then I'm going to show you guys what I think are the biggest cards you're going to see week 1 of Azurite Sea in each color. And the one color I could not pick a card for, just one card for, was Sapphire. I had to pick two.
I was thinking Amber because of that Fiona and Simba.
I actually think there's a better card than those two. So we're going to take a look at all that stuff, see what we're going to build. The one color I have that I couldn't pick one was Sapphire, because I think Sapphire is going to be really big. I think both Ruby Sapphire and Steel Sapphire are going to be two pretty good decks. I think Steel Sapphire is one of the decks that require a lot more skill than others, so that's why I've been trying to play it. Not that I think I'm really skillful, but because I want to try to be more skillful, so if I learn that deck, that should help me out other places.
Sure, that makes sense.
But let's head into the Azurite Sea.
The Azurite sale next week. I've already said that song again, but I usually do multiple songs every week, so.
That's something to say.
Yeah, you just said stuff, dude. So let's take a look at our new cards. We've got a few more rares and super rares that were released. Take a look at our first one. We've got Calhoun, Marine Sergeant.
First Calhoun.
Yep. She's a steel 2-cost, uninkable, strength of 3, willpower of 2, quest for 1, has resist 1. Special ability, level up. During your turn, whenever this character banishes another character in a challenge, gain 2 lore.
Ooh.
So she can take out almost everything that gets played on turn 1.
Yeah.
So if you've got any of that stuff, the Olafs, except for Daisy, right? She can't take out Daisy in one hit.
And she can't take out the Mickey.
No, she can take out the Mickey, the sticky Mickey, the 1/2 with the resist 1. She can take him out, and you're going to gain 2 lore. And then she's got that resist +1, so she doesn't die to Storm. She doesn't die to most of the 1-drops.
That's a pretty good card.
Yeah.
So you can get 2 lore pretty easily.
And honestly, it being uninkable for cost of 2 isn't that terrible, because if you want this in your opening hand.
Yeah, this is a pretty good card, I think.
Yeah.
Like 1-drops and 2-drops, I think can be uninkable, and it should be, and it won't super affect them.
No.
Yeah, because you're going to play them pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Up next, King's Sensor Core. So the equivalent to Queen's Sensor Core. It's a steel item, a 3-cost, inkable, 2 abilities. First, symbol of royalty. Your prince and king characters gain resist +1. So really good against other steel decks. And then Royal Search, exert it, pay 2 ink, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a prince or king character card, you may put that card into your hand. Otherwise, you put it on top of your deck. So very similar to the Queen Sensor Core, except instead of getting extra lore at the beginning of your turn, you're getting resist +1.
I feel like the Queen one is better because there's so many princesses. There's just so.
I mean, all the Simbas, all the Mufasas are princes and kings.
I guess.
Sabine is a prince or a king, is a prince.
But still,
Arthur's, all that stuff. So
I don't see this getting play. Unlike the Queen one.
The Queen one's pretty powerful.
Like it got a good amount of play, but not much. Like I could see this one. Like, yeah.
But maybe this one gets tested out, and then.
But see, I feel like resist really. I feel like resist. Like a lot of people sleep on resist. Resist can be a really powerful thing.
It can be, but really the problem is that there's so much removal from Ruby that just resist means nothing to it. Right?
That's true.
So that's why resist isn't super great. It's great whenever you're playing a non-Ruby deck.
Sure.
Resist is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, it's like when you're playing against Ruby, Brawl doesn't care about resist.
Yeah.
Medusa doesn't care about resist. She
Right.
laughs in the face of resist. Ha ha ha. Exactly how Medusa laughs, like an English gentleman. Okay, let's take a look at our next one.
Safe and sound.
Safe and sound. It is an action featuring Little Roo jumping into Kanga's pouch. It's a 2-cost, uninkable amber action. Chosen character of yours can't be challenged until the start of your next turn. Basically, just a way to save somebody from challenging.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Nothing really special about it. And then I don't know, there's at least one more.
I remember seeing this one.
Oh no! It's another Lilo! Another tiny child!
But this is the good tiny child. That was like the last one.
Malcolm,
Tiny child.
look at her ability.
Yeah, we're going to get to that. So it's Lilo, Escape Artist. It's an amber character, 2-cost, inkable, strength of 1, willpower of 2, quests for 2, special ability, no place I'd rather be. At the start of your turn, if this card is in your discard, you may play her, and she enters play exerted.
This book in the Simba?
New tiny child? That's good for aggro?
So I'm really confused though.
You have to pay still the player.
That's not what I'm asking.
Okay.
So this ability works even though she's in the discard.
Yes.
You don't have to have like one of her out to pull another one out.
Correct.
That's a very new gameplay.
Yep. So
Ability.
that's just playing to bring something back from your discard. You don't need Perdita. You don't need Hades. Any of those other things will bring things back from the discard. You just start your turn, play 2 ink, you get to play her again. So it is essentially always having a character in your hand once she has entered the discard.
Is that even your hand? Oh yeah, well yeah, it's just something that even though she comes out exerted, right? Now the opponent has to take care of her.
Yep, they have to take care of her next turn.
Immediately, and so it prevents them from possibly taking care of something else.
And when they do take care of her, guess what? Next turn,
She's coming right back.
Right?
And this would work with Simba.
This is so good.
New tiny
Oh,
child.
it could work with
New tiny
Simba.
child.
Yes. And it could work with
Malcolm.
Simba.
Tiny child.
It works with Simba because then you bring them all back. You bring them all back, and then when you play Simba and you exert him, they all get unexerted.
Yeah. This is definitely for an aggro
New tiny
type deck,
child.
not for
New tiny
Steel
child.
Song, right? This is an
New
aggro
tiny
type
child.
archetype.
Tiny child.
Because
That's
even if
good.
you empty your hand, right, this will still be in your discard. You can always play it every single turn, and they have to
Yeah,
answer
so
it every single time.
you get be prepared, and all 4 of these go away. Oh, come back the
I'll
next
come
turn
back
if you have
next
to use.
turn, so it's like, yeah. So it's a powerful ability
Yeah.
that Lilo here has. So and she's a hero, so if you've got
Yeah,
Phil,
I was thinking
Hero
that too.
Phil,
That Phil
right?
could come back.
you're just always going to guarantee a lore every turn.
That's oh my god, that is crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about.
I think
I thought about pairing her with Phil because I saw the hero thing, but I didn't even think about the fact that every single turn, if you can just keep a Phil out there and leave him unexerted,
Mm-hmm.
and and especially if you had another card out there that gave him ward.
Well, I don't know if you're playing Amber and Steel. I don't think there are any cards that are going to give you a ward.
No.
No, because ward's in green mostly.
Oh, okay.
And a bit of red.
Yeah. So yeah, you wouldn't be able to do anything ward if you're doing Phil and Lilo. You could give him resist stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
Not with the King Sensor Cord,
No,
but
but-
King, but still.
Man. But then again, every time you play, you still have to take care of her. So then you're like, well, do I have to take care of the Phil? Do I have to take care of her? Like,
Right. Yeah, if you're leaving a 2-quester on the board, and if you're aggroing, that 2 quest might be just enough that and yeah, she might just keep dying, but then you've probably played another threat to gain more that you can't take care of because you have to throw your stuff into this Lilo all the time.
yeah.
And eventually Lilo's going to kill him, right?
Mhm.
Sure,
Yeah.
Fox will take out 3 of them, but then Fox dies too, but Lilo's coming back. Fox
Yep.
ain't. Right? So
Exactly. This is going to get a lot of play.
it's definitely going to get tried, I think.
I'm just imagining this picture in my head. Leo just starts like aloha on a surfboat, and then Fox just comes around and eats her. She comes back out of her mouth, and then Fox eats her.
All right, so guess
and
what?
comes back on
When
the
you
mouth.
play her, when you bring her out, you have to say zombie Lilo.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Zombie Lilo.
a zombie effect. It's definitely a zombie Lilo. So very, very good card.
Yeah, really good.
And then up next, I believe we're going into the extra enchanted.
Wait.
Rescue Rangers!
Wait.
Yeah.
Isn't that the last Sapphire
It is
Enchanted?
the last Sapphire Enchanted.
So that must mean I want the last champ card. Let's go!
Says
Everybody.
Yes!
Malcolm doesn't know what the set champ card is, so
Yeah.
we're going to let him be happy for
The
a
rest of us already know.
So we got Chip and Dale, and we got Gadget. These both look kind of nice. I like them.
I like the Chip and Dale one.
I'm still not sold on the whole. It's all brown.
Yeah,
But these ones, the alternate art on it still looks kind of cool.
it does.
We've also got Maleficent Staff, Raya. Because remember the newest movie with this came when they were developing Lorcana was Raya and the Last Dragon.
Mhm.
So it continues with more Raya and the Last Dragon cards. There actually, I don't believe there was an Elsa this set, but there
Wow.
was a Sisu. So
Uh-huh.
don't worry about
Don't, yeah, okay, I'll say.
that. And then we've got 2 more Enchanted
Red
Daisy.
Because I'm the only one.
Yeah. That Daisy is a pretty good card, and it does look pretty cool too.
Yeah.
I love those other 3 tickers in the background.
Oh yeah, that is pretty neat that they've got the other Tiggers in the background hopping around the main Tigger that's swinging in.
But wait, he said that he's the only Tigger.
Well, they're glimmers. They're not full.
Yes.
I believe the next one is our set champ card, and it is Scar, Heartless Hunter.
Malcolm's so
So
disappointed.
not Oswald.
His disappointment is endless.
So I think, if anything, what this tells us is, do not try to hope that they're going to follow some kind of theme for set champs cards. Right? The first one was Stitch, which wasn't on any type of theme, but it was a callback to the first set. The second one was Ursula, which was on theme. But then the third one was Mirabelle, which wasn't really on theme, but everyone was like, well, Encanto was really big when they made this, so that makes sense that they did this.
This makes no sense.
This makes, right?
It's a really cool card.
But it's not even a pirate.
No,
Right.
you would think it would be a pirate.
It doesn't have anything to do with water.
Yeah, if it has no synergy with the set, it's like not a lore type card or anything like that. However, that art's cool.
Yes.
And when they expand that out into a mat, which we have not seen, that mat's probably going to look cool.
It's got to have Ed on it, Malcolm.
It's a really cool looking card. There is a mistake on the image of only the North American one where it says it's inkable. It's not an inkable card.
Oh.
The regular card says it's not an inkable. Like the French and Italian versions of the set champ card show that it's not uninkable. That it's not inkable. So it's just there's a mistake here. We don't know if that mistake made it to the printing press or not. So we will find out. But it is supposed to be uninkable. And it did bring up a lot of conversations that, hey, if this card was inkable, it'd probably be pretty good. But with it being uninkable, it's not super great.
It's just a Team Ambitions, but it's on a body and it's more expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, and it costs for 3.
Quest
So.
for 3, so that's a pretty decent questing.
Yeah.
It doesn't die immediately to any of the ruby.
I know what that is.
But it's easy to kill.
Yeah, steel will just shoot it with anything.
Anything. Like little. Like,
Fire the cannons kills it. So.
Fire the Cannons kills it. Like literally, like let the Storm Rage on kills it.
Yeah.
Which is in every steel
Almost
deck.
every steel ruby.
I know it's such a better 5-drop 3 clusters than this. It's right. First of all, he's inkable and evasive.
Yeah, but he doesn't do anything, right? Like
Yes.
this could remove a character for you,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like if you had in a perfect world where like neither of these cards are going to see play, but in a world where you had to play with this card, right? You could play this card with like the Prince Eric, Ruby one. That when you banish him, you banish another character.
Yep.
Put the 2 damage on him, banish one of their characters, deal another 2 damage to another one of their characters, maybe banish that too, and then you've got this guy not more requested for a 3 next turn unless you answer him with something. So it's not a terrible card.
People are gonna try it.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, but the art looks cool.
But the art is really cool. I can't wait to see what the mat looks like.
Yeah.
So that at least there, it's definitely better art than the Mirabelle card.
I mean,
So,
Scar is one of the best villains ever.
Yes, absolutely.
So
It's just whenever we're thinking about set champ cards in the future,
apparently we cannot assume anything.
Anything is up for grabs. I would
Anything.
say super rare or legendary is up for grabs. This is a super rare card. All the set champs cards have been at least super rares. So at least a super rare or legendary. That's your level. It's got to be one of those cards.
What type is this?
This is a super rare.
So there's been 2 super rares and 2 legendaries.
That's correct. So
So how disappointed are you?
he's talking to Malcolm.
He's staring at Oswald in the face.
Remember, there is a pseudo legendary for. There's a pseudo enchanted for Oswald
that you already own.
That we own.
Yes, but that barely counts.
Yeah,
It's
somewhat different with
And
it.
plus, sumo legendaries are only in Pokemon. Don't get copyright.
Hey.
Hey.
Also, Malcolm, how disappointed would you be if it was Oswald and then none of us got him? And none of us got the mat.
That wouldn't have happened.
You'd be like, I'm going to every set champ. I'll meet you at the same time. You're going to webcam me in. I'll play every deck. I will learn the best deck. You'll become a discard fiend. So that's all like the rare, super rares, legendaries. We've gone through all of them. together on the podcast.
Everything's available in the app now.
Everything's available in the app, so go ahead, take a look, start brewing your decks based on everything we've seen so far. And I realize we haven't looked at all the commons and uncommons on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
But is there a card you guys are like, I want to build a deck around this?
Yes. Chippendale stuff.
You want a Chippendale deck?
Like with Chippendale, like we have like the Chippendale cards that like do stuff with ink.
Sure.
And like then like heal him and stuff. And yeah, him.
He's not Chippendale.
I could.
So like an Amber Sapphire deck.
Okay, Amber Sapphire, interesting.
See, for me, I don't know. Like, part of me wants to try to beef up a Steel Song. Part of me would like to try maybe a pirate deck.
Sure.
I could also see myself maybe going back to like building my own like new hero deck again.
Sure.
And focusing on like this like an Amber Steel hero deck, focusing on the Robin Hood and on all the Robin Hoods and the Simbas with the new Simba card, and making it almost like a mid-tier but with a little bit of aggro in there.
Sure.
Like, I think that could be fun to try out, to try to build something like that and still have some of the songs in there from Steel. But I feel like a new hero deck definitely could find some play in this next set.
What about you, Dad?
Well, Malcolm, how about you?
So it's this deck called Amethyst Amber.
What?
I've
never looked at that.
Like, I thought maybe you'd want to switch to play with Oswald.
Okay, so it's tempting. I'm not gonna be able to play a Ruby Sapphire deck, and you know that.
Well, I would not put Oswald in a Ruby Sapphire deck. I would put Oswald in a Sapphire Steel deck.
That's even harder.
I'm just saying, like, if you wanted to try and learn some different stuff instead of just playing your cards and tapping them, you could do that.
Turn 1, play a Hurum. Turn 2, quest with the Hurum.
Hurum?
Turn 3, play the Tipo. And just keep questing with the... you just keep questing with the Hurum and Tipo till I get to 20 lower. Oh, I play Oswald.
Play Oswald.
And he just quests to 20 lower, and I just win.
So I think there's going to be a lot of still people doing the discard stuff with Green Steel. I think you're going to see people trying a new discard type in Emerald and Sapphire, and then I think Blue Steel is going to be really strong. I think Ruby Sapphire is going to be really strong. I think there is definitely a Steel Amber deck that kind of has big bodies on it and stuff. And maybe something with Heroes could work. I think there's a lot of different things out there. An Inventor deck, all sorts of stuff is available. I'm really interested to see what other people cook up, because we are still new and not the greatest at deck design, but we do give it our fair shot. But before we move on to the next part, I did take a look at all the cards. So I've looked at everything. And basically, these are like at least one card in every deck, every color. I think this is the card that you are definitely going to see play of. It might not be my favorite card. It won't be the most expensive. Might not be the most expensive card in the deck. But I think these are all cards that are definitely going to impact things when playing them. And I picked one for each color, except for one color where I had to pick two that I couldn't decide. Let me take a look at those. So first up in Amber, I went with the Lilo.
I was thinking, because before we even started this, when he told us it, I was just like, well, he said that one of them, it was really hard to choose. So I would think it was Arrow between the Tiana and Simba. But then he said that he chose someone better than them. And and my mind went straight to, oh yeah, of course it's Lilo.
Yeah, I think the Mufasa is great, and I think he's definitely going to see play.
And the
Simba.
The Simba, I'm sorry.
Same with the Tiana.
Two lions that look exactly alike. But I think the Simba is great. And he's going to see a bunch of play. I just think this has the potential to just be just overpowering, especially in aggro.
Yeah.
Especially when you combine it with that. Like this card and that card feel like they were made for each other.
Yeah.
Eventually, we're just gonna have a tiny child deck, a tiny child aggro deck. We're gonna get there.
So sure, just all Lilos, all questing.
Like we got like a bodyguard Lilo. We're gonna get like a 3 questing, 3-drop Lilo.
Sure.
We're gonna get a pilot Lilo.
Sure. What's their pirate Lilo in this deck?
That's like no, it's pilot Piglet, but Lilo.
Okay, a pirate Piglet. A pirate Lilo with the same abilities as Piglet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Except that also it's gonna be Lilo and pilot Piglet duo.
Alright.
When they release like duo cards.
So next is Amethyst. Alright, I had a hard time with this one. A really hard time. And so I went with a card I think feels like it could go into most Amethyst decks.
That are currently already built.
I think Amethyst got like probably some of the worst cards this set. And that is this Diablo. So it's Diablo, Obedient Raven, Strength 0, cost 1, Willpower 1, 1 cost Uninkable, Quest for 1. But,
Inkable.
Right. Quest for 1 has the ability to fly my pet. When this character is banished, you may draw a card. The other 1 cost Inkables and Amethyst both have to do something in order to draw a card. You have to quest or you have to play another character. So you don't automatically always get that card because the opponent wipes them out before you get to.
Mm-hmm.
This one, you're getting a card. You're going to get a card. It's also a shift target for the Emerald Diablo.
Mm-hmm.
That gives you 8 shift targets for the Emerald Diablo in Emerald Amethyst.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty good.
Yeah.
So I think you're going to see this a lot.
Yeah.
There's 8 Diablos?
Well, you can have 4 of this card and 4 of the green Diablo.
Which makes
Right.
8.
Oh,
Makes
okay.
8 in your deck.
Okay, I get it now.
So I think that's pretty good.
I thought you were saying having 8 different little Diablos. And it's like they have that.
But I think Amethyst definitely got like the short end of the stick this time around. Because I had a hard time picking one. Up next is Emerald. So this is Basil. This guy's detective. This costs Inkable. The Emerald card that when you ink, you can pay an ink to make a chosen opponent choose to discard a card.
It's the grossest card.
Yeah.
I hate playing against
He's at least
Emerald
not
right here
warded,
now.
right? He doesn't have ward, but he also
Yeah.
doesn't die to any of the standard Ruby removal. He does die to a Zeus.
He does, but that's like it.
That's pretty much it.
Dragonfire,
Dragonfire.
and Maleficent, and then also
Everything dies to them.
and Maui.
Right, and Maui, like, so he does get killed by things, but it's a discard that it's a discard engine, right?
Yeah.
So you can just keep using it without having to play other cards.
Mm-hmm.
It's just putting stuff in your inkwells, things that you were already doing anyways.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, yeah, because if you're playing Sapphire Emerald, you don't even have to quest with this. You're just keeping it out there just to keep drawing cards.
Yeah. Up next is Ruby. This was definitely one where I had to choose a legendary because it is Maui.
Yeah, of course.
Half Shark. I think those 2 abilities open up. Number 1, I think this you can find a home for this definitely in Ruby Amethyst,
Mm-hmm.
right? If you can find a home for this guy, right? He's taking out Queen's castles in a hit,
Yeah.
and then his abilities. Oh, you thought you got rid of my Be Prepared with an Ursula. Guess what? I'm taking it back. And then gaining lore by playing those actions. I think he has a real big home there.
And he's evasive, so
you have to use removal to get rid of him.
yeah.
So sure, he dies to Along Came Zeus, and the really big Ruby removal stuff. But that's about it. And then otherwise, even like if he's challenging, most people aren't playing like super heavy evasive, so it's going to be really hard to get rid of him without one of those removal things.
Yeah.
So he is definitely a great card, and you will definitely
For
get
sure.
to see him played. All right, up next is Sapphire. I had 2 in this one. One of these you guys haven't actually seen before.
Yeah!
So I'll talk about Oswald first. Oswald has potential to just like really, really do some crazy shenanigans. Because you put a card into your inkwell, you look at the top card of your deck, there's an item card, you play it for free, enters play exerted, otherwise you put it at the bottom of your deck. Like there are so many different ways in the game to see what's on top of your deck and decide if you want to trigger his ability.
Mm-hmm.
There's like the Aurora that you can tap items, look at the top of your deck, and put it on the top or bottom. So you're just tapping the items you already have in play, and then you ink something to let Oswald do his thing when you find your dime or your popsicle or your fishbone bill or whatever. So it's just an ability that just is dying to be explored.
And you can bring it out so early.
Yeah.
That
just keep using it.
Yeah, because at the beginning of your turn, or the beginning, you're inking so much.
Yep.
When you are playing Sapphire, especially early.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I mean, yes, he dies easily, but again, you're probably really not questing with him unless you have protection on him for some reason.
Yep.
So.
And again, he always, 2 lore. That's not bad.
Yeah.
The other card is Sail the Azurite Sea.
The Azurite Sea we sail next week.
You said that.
Yeah, they made this card just for you, Emmett. It's a 2-cost inkable action. Then it says, this turn, you may put an additional card from your hand into your inkwell face down, draw a card.
That is actually
replacing.
really good.
That is a really good action.
I mean, it's like one jump, but you can't sing it, but you draw a card.
And you have to choose what you're inking.
So it's like Tipo, because you have to ink from your hand, right?
Yeah.
And it's more like, the effect isn't like Tipo where you can just ink anything. It does have to be another inkable card the way that's worded.
Mm-hmm.
You can do another card, right? So it's kind of like Belle's ability. So it has to be another inkable card that you're putting in. But then you draw a card. So it's like replacing itself.
Yes.
So
that's really nice.
Very, very nice. And then you also, on top of that, you can then use that ink. So on turn 2, you can play this, ink something else, and then play a popsicle. And you draw 2 cards.
Yep, play it. I mean, depending on what else you're playing, play any other 1-drop.
Yeah. Yeah. So this.
And it's a common, so we're gonna see it in limiteds for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. This is a great card. You're gonna see it quite a bit. That is why the Sapphire ramp decks are not going away. They've added another 2-drop ramp that might be the best of them all. So, so another thing to deal with.
It's Oswald.
A 2-drop ramp. Oswald doesn't ramp.
Oswald does everything.
Except ramp. All right. Up next is Steel. And that's Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah.
Questing for 3, so you gotta answer it right away. That's a lot. And then even when you do quest, you can destroy somebody else's items or locations.
See, again, this is a hero. Like with this and the Simba's, I'm really thinking.
Great against other ones. This is why I'm thinking Sapphire Steel is a good choice because I could sit there and keep fine. Yeah. You want to play your dime? Fine. I'll take the extra.
I just love what the ability is called. I'm just imagining in my head Wreck-It Ralph just going like I like things. It's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He says that in the movie.
But that's because you know what? Because that's the big thing too, right? Is the one thing that I feel like my deck does not have is it doesn't really have any item removal, unless I wanted to sing the you find them, you flatten them, or no, that's a location removal.
No, that's
item.
That's all.
But that's all it does, and so I don't want to put it in my hand because of that. This. Is a big quester, so I would still put it in my hand, and also have, a response to Sapphire.
Yeah, and he has protection from against Medusa, against Sisu, against Brawl, without ice blocks, right?
Yeah.
They've got ice blocks they can adjust him, but
sure.
By himself, right? You can't do much to him.
Yep.
So I think this is.
See, I feel like I could take out Tinkerbell's not being a hero, and if this was replaced with Tinkerbell's, it's really because that's the same time I'm playing her.
Yep.
As a 6-drop,
You have to be careful. It's uninkable.
It is uninkable, so that's the only thing. I don't know if you want
to play this might be a 2-of type card.
Yes, for sure. I agree.
But this was my favorite Steel one. Steel has the most damage dealing this deck. Looking at the cards, there's barely anything in Ruby for removal this time around. There's that Scar and there's Hades that does some stuff, but both of them aren't really that good and they're pretty late. Steel got a lot of do 1 damage to a character, do 2 damage to a character.
Yep.
choose someone to do 4 damage to, stuff like that. So it's interesting. Steel got a lot more of the stuff. So when you're looking in drafts and limited, Steel is probably the ones you want to focus on because there isn't going to be any removal from Ruby really that you're going to want to play too much of. So that is kind of our walkthrough for the full set from Azurite Sea. Well, most of the full set. Commons and uncommons, we're going to go over too much. However, next week the plan is to look at commons and uncommons for each color that you should grab if you're drafting or if you're playing sealed, things that you want to make sure you include. So we'll go through some of that. So if you're new to the game, a lot of times during that first weekend, first week, a lot of your local game stores will do sealed events. Basically, it's a way for them to sell a lot of product. And for you to play with the cards without having to worry about having gotten 4 legendaries of Record Valve or Oswald or anything. So you don't have to worry about putting your deck together, and you get to play with the new cards. So there's 2 types of limited type play. It's draft and sealed. In the draft, you open a pack, you take a card, pass the pack to the next person, they pick a card, and it goes around in a circle until all the cards are drafted, and then you build your decks. In sealed, you get 6 packs. You open them all to yourself. You build your deck out of those 6 packs, and then you go and play. We're going to talk about that more next week, though. For now, for this week, it's time to move on to trivia.
It's trivia time!
Very, very exciting.
Fine. It's trivia
Okay,
time!
let's see here.
How many questions about Apple's new room of it?
What?
No Emperor's New Groove. Let's start off with in The Lion King 2, Simba's Pride. Which game does Kiara want to play with Kovu when they are cubs?
Hide and seek.
Is it tag, hide and seek, or kick the mango?
No, it's kick the mango. It's kick the mango.
What is it, Malcolm? Is it really hide and seek?
I don't know. I've never seen this movie.
I think it's hide and seek.
I'm going to say hide and seek.
It's kick the mango.
It's tag.
No, we're
What is kick the mango?
I am going to find out.
Alright. Lucas Gabriel plays what character in the High School Musical franchise?
Oh.
Johnny Depp.
No, it's, no, I'm pretty sure it's, Sharpay's brother, but I can't remember his name.
Could it have been Ryan Evans? Because that's the answer. Yeah, I don't know either. Alright, let's see. Name all 5 Pirates of the Caribbean films in chronological order.
Oh,
No.
so we got
No.
the Black Pearl.
It's not even the first one, is it?
Yes,
it is.
Curse of the Black Pearl.
Curse of the
That's the Black
Pearl.
Hole.
And then
what's the
is it
second one?
Dead Man's Chest?
No, that's
Yes.
Dead Man's Chest is second.
Dead Man Tell No
And then
Tale is 5th, right?
Okay.
Yes.
And the next one is the one with
What's his Jack? No, not
the
Jack
guy, the dead guy, the guy, Davy Jones.
Davy Jones Locker. No.
It is At World's End.
At World's End, right?
And then
Oh.
the 4th one, the really, really bad one,
Uh-huh.
is on Stranger Tides.
Oh, I knew that one.
That was the one where they didn't
What's
have
the original?
Will
Black Pearl.
and Emma and
Yeah.
those guys weren't in it. So.
Uh-huh.
Okay, on to the easier ones.
All right, thanks.
Yay!
Who is the last dragon in Raya and the Last Dragon?
Cecil.
I think it's cleansing rainwater.
Given that we've already made a joke about Sisu, I'm not going to read. This was multiple choice on here.
I want to hear what the multiple choice answers are. I want to hear them.
No, it's all characters from the movie. It's
Okay.
not like it's fun.
No, I want to know what they.
Like Pete,
I want to know what characters they are.
Raya,
Okay.
Namari,
Okay.
Sisu,
Uh huh.
and Boone.
I think it's a boon.
Obviously Sisu. Like, that is how much Lorcana is influenced how much we know about this movie.
Yeah,
Which
I don't know. If
I know all of those characters.
I know
Okay.
me too.
Picture in my head right now.
Yeah, me too.
Why do I know what Boone looks like?
Boon's like the little guy on like the ship with the suit.
Yeah.
But nobody even plays that
No.
card.
No.
No.
But everybody plays the other ones though.
Yeah. Well, Numari, no one plays it.
No, but I know exactly what it looks like because it was really good in limited.
She has like 8 cards too.
I know, but that's why I've always played her cards in limited. That's why I know who she is.
How in the world, according to Lorcana, how in the world will we know who Diablo is? Like, that's his name. Well, other than Villainous. How will we know his name is Diablo?
That's true.
Lorcana, like, the more it gains in popularity, the more it ruins, like, all of us that had a bunch of Disney trivia knowledge for these random characters. Now it's like, oh yeah, he was in one scene in Big Hero 6 in the background. Sure. Who's the name of the mayor from Zootopia? Bellwether, of course.
Oh, I actually knew that. I knew that one. I know that one. I like Zootopia.
What's the name of the sweet treat that they make in Zootopia? Popsicle.
I like Zootopia. It has an Oswald in it.
When?
In a scene.
But that one they're actually making a sequel of. It's like the fact that we know all these characters from Raya and The Last Dragon, right? And we're gonna know once they get to Strange World. Like I couldn't tell you a single thing about Strange World. Once it hits Lorcana, oh yeah, I know all those characters. Sure,
yes.
No problem.
I know.
It's a great 5
Same thing with Wish.
Can't wait for a Floodborn.
I know goopily guy.
His name's Augustus Group.
No, it's not. Alright, anyway.
Alright, last question. Let's see if we can get this. Prior to the creation of Mickey Mouse, Walt Disney made 26 cartoons featuring what character?
This is not.
What could that
How could that possibly
Randomly
be?
on the trivia card for today.
I don't know.
I think it might be the character that Malcolm is obsessed with.
It might be Oswald. It might be.
Wait, was it either Pete or Oswald?
No, it wasn't multiple choice.
It wasn't multiple choice.
Oswald the Lucky Rabbit.
Yes, that is the answer. I kid you not. I just randomly grabbed this one. I don't know if it was in 26. I thought it was on like 2. So
That's crazy.
yeah. Okay, so that ends trivia time this
Picture
week.
and play, apparently.
Yep. Next week we'll be recording on Thursday. We'll get some draft stuff out. I know. Right. So we'll have one more day of Azurite Sea at a local league on Sunday.
Yep.
So pick whatever deck you guys want to play, so that it's your last time playing with whatever this is called, Shimmering Skies.
Shimmering Skies.
Forget it. It's gone. I'll play Wednesday, and then Thursday there's a starter deck tournament near us.
Nope.
But it's at like 9:30. So
Nope.
I can do it.
you have school the next day, man.
Yeah.
It's not like last time where you didn't have school. You have school this
I
time.
would like to start a next tournament.
There's a draft on Friday.
Why
There's
even
fun
all the
sealed
starter
events.
decks this year?
We'll most likely be able to play next Saturday.
Yes, we'll go to a sealed event on Saturday with you guys, and then our start doing sealed on Sunday. But you guys got rehearsal.
Sunday.
And then I'll try to record something. Maybe we can record something after we do that sealed.
Sure.
Sunday morning, maybe just quickly talking about like what we played. We'll publish it for next week.
Yeah.
But for all those that don't get a chance to listen by the time this comes around, good luck with your polls. Have fun playing with the new set. This seems really exciting. It's always exciting when a new set comes out. There seems like a lot of cool cards, some new color combinations that can be played, some new deck types that can be played. So always very exciting. These will be the sets that's used for both the European and North American championships.
Yeah.
So that's cool. There's a content creator, United States or North America versus European Union tournament coming soon. There's like an actual team league that's starting up. All of that is really cool. All of it's coming down.
Cool.
So the holidays, while it might be a little slow for us playing at the local level,
Yeah.
there's not going to be any set champs probably until January.
Yep.
There's not any Disney Lorcana challenges we'll be able to go to.
Nope.
But there is plenty of Lorcana to kind of watch and just learn more about the game and play the game, hopefully even more. So, anyways, I'll stop talking. Bring the
Wait,
episode.
before we leave, I want to show a magic trick that I learned today.
Again, most of our fans are listeners,
Yeah.
not on
So,
YouTube.
He is badly doing the finger removal trick. Like it's not even the right way. He's like sticking his thumb into his hand and then just removing it. Like you don't know there's a thumb there.
Right.
It's not good. Anyways, that's the fun we have. Just Bad Magic Tricks. That's the subtitle for the show, Bad Magic Tricks. Anyways, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. You can find us at QuestLore on all major podcast platforms. If you want to see a video version, we've got it on YouTube as well. Just search for QuestLore. We are on multiple social medias. It's QuestLore Pod. We're on Twitter. We're on Blue Sky. We're on Instagram. We're on TikTok. Jen started posting videos up on the old talk.
Tickety-tock.
Before it gets
As the youngins
whatever.
say.
Tick.
So you can find us there. You can follow us there. We're trying to add more stuff to it, but we're busy, and so we don't always get to it. We try to at least make this every week. You can send questions to QuestLoreQuestions@gmail.com. Thank you so much once again. Please follow, rate, like, subscribe, rate, whatever you want to do it. Interact with us. Send us a question. Send us a message on the old socials there, and we will gladly respond to any of that. So thank you again very much, and we'll see you next time.
Oswald, the let's do attacking for Lorcana!
What?
No,